Have you ever wondered if the richest man of his time could leave his son anything? What would it be? Not gold, not stocks, not even a business empire, but something far more powerful. A way of thinking, a philosophy for life. John D. Rockefeller didn't just leave wealth behind. He left behind 38 handwritten letters filled with lessons, warnings, and wisdom. From a father to his only son. This isn't just a story about money. It's a story about legacy, character, and what it truly means to live a meaningful life. From this point on, you're not just a listener, you're the son. Let's hear what Rockefeller had to say, starting with letter number 1. Where you start doesn't define where you'll finish. My dear son, as you begin your journey in life, I want to share a lesson that I've learned through years of struggle, failure, and ultimate success. You may find yourself standing at the starting line, unsure of the path ahead, comparing yourself to others who seem to have more advantages, more opportunities, or more resources. In those moments, you may feel as though you're already behind, or worse, that you'll never catch up. But listen to me closely, son. Where you start does not define where you'll finish. I began my life with nothing. No wealth, no title, no privileged birth. I didn't have the connections or the opportunities that some others might have had. I didn't have the easy road. But what I did have, what you must have, is vision, discipline, and persistence. I remember a time when I had nothing but a dream. My pockets were empty, and the world seemed indifferent. But I had a hunger inside me. A hunger not just for success, but for something greater. I didn't seek to be the richest man in the world. I sought to create something that would matter, something that would last. The world will always measure success in terms of wealth, fame, and position. But remember this, true success is measured by what you build, not where you begin. It's easy to become discouraged when things aren't moving as fast as you'd like, when you see others seemingly leap ahead with ease. But let me tell you this truth, which I've come to know deeply in my own life. Success is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And the marathon is won not by those who start first, but by those who keep going, no matter the obstacles in their way. When I was young, I was not seen as the most talented, the most brilliant, or the most charismatic. But I had a relentless will to succeed. I had an unyielding belief that if I kept moving forward, step by step, I would one day reach my goals. You must have that same resolve. The world will try to shake your confidence, to convince you that you are too small, too young, too inexperienced. They will tell you that your beginnings are not enough. But what they don't understand is this. The starting point is only a small fraction of the journey. You see, every great journey begins with a single step. But it is the consistency of those steps that determines where you end up. There will be hardships. There will be days when you question everything, when you wonder if you made the right choice, if you've started too late, or if the road is too difficult. Those are the moments that separate those who achieve greatness from those who fall short. When you hit those wall sand, you will remind yourself that they are not there to stop you. They are there to test you, to see if your resolve is strong enough to push through, to see if you can rise each time you fall, and to prove to yourself that no beginning is too small and no obstacle is too great. The most successful people I've known were not those who started with the most. They were the ones who started with faith in themselves, who kept their eyes fixed on the goal, and who never, ever gave up. They understood that the journey is not about avoiding challenges, but about overcoming them, learning from them, and using them to propel you forward. So, my son, as you embark on your journey, do not be discouraged by where you start. Instead, let it fuel your drive to succeed. Let it remind you that the future is not determined by where you are today, but by what you choose to do with every step you take from here. Remember, great things are never built in a day, and the greatest achievements are the ones that come after enduring, learning, and growing, no matter how slow or difficult the start may seem. Your story is still unfolding, and I have no doubt that your perseverance will carry you to heights beyond what you can imagine. Keep going, keep believing, and know that the best is yet to come. With all my love and support, Dad. This first letter hits at the heart of something we all struggle with: comparison. Rockefeller reminds us that life isn't fair at the starting line, but it doesn't have to be. He didn't start with money, status, or connections, just hunger, humility, and a belief that the finish line is written by effort, not circumstances. In a world obsessed with quick success and viral wins, this letter whispers a timeless truth. A slow start is better than no start. The world may not believe in you at first. That's okay. What matters is you believe in yourself. Let others sprint ahead. You build your pace, build your mindset, build your future. Because in the end, the one who finishes strong is the one who never gave up. Ever wondered why some people seem to always get lucky while others don't? In the next letter, Rockefeller reveals a secret that many overlook. Luck isn't random. It's the result of a good plan, patience, and a bit of courage. Let's dive into letter number 2. Luck depends on a plan. My dear son, it is often said that luck is a mysterious force, something that comes and goes as it pleases, affecting some but bypassing others. I've heard many people claim that luck is the reason for their success and boast about their good fortune, while others blame their failures on bad luck. But I will tell you a secret that few understand. Luck is not a matter of chance, it is a matter of preparation. When I look back on my own journey, I do not see a man who relied on luck to build his wealth or success. I see a man who prepared, planned, and worked tirelessly to create the conditions in which success could happen. The world does not just give away good fortune. It is earned through hard work, perseverance, and a willingness to position yourself for the opportunities when they arise. You may hear stories of people who seem to have stumbled into their good fortune, of those who won a lottery or inherited a vast fortune. But ask yourself this: how many people do you know who have wealth and yet squander it? How many have talent yet fail to reach their potential? The truth is, those who succeed are not necessarily luckier. They are simply more prepared to take advantage of the opportunities that come their way. There are no accidents in success. Son, the real key to achieving greatness lies in being ready when the doors open, in being the person who has worked hard, honed their skills, and built the foundation to receive the blessings that come. Let me share an example from my own experience. When I first started in business, I had nothing but ambition and a willingness to learn. I didn't wait for a perfect opportunity to fall into my lap. Instead, I looked for ways to create my own opportunities. I studied the market, learned the ins and outs of the oil industry, and understood the power of partnerships and negotiation. I didn't sit idly by, hoping for success to appear. I worked for it. And then, when the moment came, when the right opportunity presented itself, I was prepared to seize it. I didn't hesitate. I didn't second-guess myself. I had already positioned myself through years of preparation, and that is what allowed me to capitalize on the chance that others might have overlooked or missed. I have often said that luck favors the prepared mind. It's not enough to simply wait for the right moment. You must create the right moment. You must spend your days learning, growing, and refining your skills so that when fortune does smile upon you, you are ready to make the most of it. Don't sit around waiting for things to happen. Make things happen. Prepare yourself every day for the success that you want. Study your craft, read voraciously, build relationships, understand the world you're in, and be ready to adapt to the changes that will inevitably come. Luck is simply the intersection of opportunity and preparation. The people who succeed are not those who wait for opportunities to knock on their door. They are the ones who are already knocking on doors, working, preparing, and positioning themselves for success long before the opportunity arrives. There is no shortcut to success, son, but there is a formula. Work hard, prepare diligently, and when the moment comes, be ready to take action. And when you do this, when you spend your life preparing for success, you will find that luck is not something that happens to you. It is something that follows you wherever you go. With all my faith in your future, Dad. This letter hits home for anyone who has ever hoped for a stroke of luck to change their lives. Rockefeller makes a powerful point. Luck isn't some random event that happens out of nowhere. It's the result of preparation, planning, and readiness to seize opportunities when they arise. When he says, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity, he's teaching us that opportunities don't just fall in your lap, they come to those who are ready to grab them. You may not be able to control everything in life, but you can control how well you prepare for it. And when opportunity knocks, you'll be the one who answers. This is an incredibly valuable lesson. Stop waiting for luck to find you. Start making your own luck by planning and preparing for what's next. Luck isn't random. It's the result of preparation and a clear plan. You don't wait for luck, you create it. By preparing and having a plan, you're putting yourself in the right position to make the most of every opportunity that comes your way. Have you ever thought about the delicate balance between heaven and hell in life? In this next letter, Rockefeller shares a powerful truth about how closely success and failure are linked. Let's dive into letter number 3. Heaven and hell are right next to each other. My dear son, life will not always be easy. It will not always be kind. In fact, the road ahead will be fraught with choices, some small, some monumental, that will test your character and your resolve. There will be times when the world offers you opportunities that seem too good to pass up. Yet, in the shadows of those opportunities, there will often lie temptation, deceit, and the allure of shortcuts. It is in those moments, my son, that you will have to decide whether you will walk the path of integrity or take the easier, darker road of compromise. I have lived through many such moments in my life. I have seen men rise to power through underhanded means, climbing to the top by stepping on others, bending the rules, and betraying their own morals. I've seen the allure of quick success and the fleeting satisfaction of momentary triumphs that come at the cost of one's soul. But what I've learned and what I want you to understand is this: heaven and hell are often right next to each other. The difference between them is not in the grand choices we make on rare occasions, but in the small decisions we make every day. It is in the quiet moments of compromise, the small betrayals, and the whispers of doubt. The path to heaven is paved with honesty, kindness, and integrity, while the path to hell is often hidden behind justifications, rationalizations, and the temptation to take the easy way out. You will face moments when doing the right thing feels difficult, when standing by your values seems like the harder choice. But know this: the harder road is often the one that leads to the greatest rewards, not in material wealth, but in peace of mind, in self-respect, and in the respect of others. I remember a time in my own business when I was offered a deal that could have made me a vast fortune almost overnight. It was tempting, an offer that promised wealth and power without much effort. But there was a catch. The deal was built on shaky foundations, and I knew deep down that it was a shortcut that would come at the expense of my integrity. In that moment, I had a choice. I could take the money and run, or I could walk away from the deal and preserve my values. It would have been easy to choose the first option, but I chose to walk away, knowing that what was right would lead to more than just financial gain. It would lead to a peace of mind that money could never buy. Integrity, son, is not a currency you can trade or replace. It is a treasure that, once lost, can never truly be regained. The world will tempt you. It will offer you quick victories and easy roads. But I tell you now, the path of least resistance is often the road to ruin. If you want to live a life of true success, if you want to look back with pride at the man you have become, then you must choose your actions wisely. You must understand that your decisions today will shape the person you become tomorrow. Remember this: the easy road will always lead to regret, but the road paved with integrity, honesty, and purpose will lead you to something far greater than fleeting success. It will lead you to fulfillment. And when you reach the end of your life, when you look back at your journey, you will find that the greatest triumphs were not the ones that brought you the most wealth, but the ones that brought you the most peace, respect, and the quiet satisfaction of knowing that you chose heaven over hell every single time. With all my love and wisdom, Dad, this letter speaks to a deep truth about the human experience, the constant tension between light and darkness, success and failure. Rockefeller reminds us that heaven and hell aren't far apart. They are right next to each other. Life doesn't always go according to plan, and sometimes we find ourselves in difficult situations. But it's not about what happens to you, it's about how you respond to it. Your mindset can turn a hellish situation into a learning experience and a stepping stone toward your success. It's easy to see life's challenges as obstacles, but the most successful individuals know how to find the opportunity in every struggle. They rise above their circumstances and experience their own version of heaven. Even in the toughest time, heaven and hell are not distant, they are right next to each other. And your mindset determines which one you experience. Life is full of ups and downs, but how you choose to respond to the challenges? So many people wait for the perfect moment, but what if that perfect moment never comes? In this next letter, Rockefeller sends a loud and clear message. Take action now. Let's listen to letter number 4. Do it right now. My dear son, there is one thing that separates those who succeed from those who do not, and it is a simple yet powerful truth: the ability to act and to act now. I have known many men, intelligent men, Capable men who have failed not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they failed to act. They waited for the right moment. They hesitated for the perfect circumstances, and in doing so, they missed the window of opportunity. I have lived long enough to know that the right moment is almost never the perfect one. The perfect time, the ideal conditions, will never come. Life is too unpredictable, too filled with change and uncertainty to wait for the stars to align before taking action. If you spend your days waiting for the perfect moment to begin, you will spend your life waiting. When I first started in business, I didn't wait for ideal conditions. In fact, there were many times when everything around me seemed uncertain. I was working in a world of risk, of competition, and of constant change. But what I knew and what I understood deeply was that action was the key to progress. It doesn't matter if the conditions aren't perfect. What matters is that you take that first step. The first step is always the hardest, but it is also the most important. Do it now. Don't wait until everything is aligned. Don't wait until you feel ready, because readiness will never come on its own. You create readiness through action. I remember the first major deal I made. I was not fully prepared. I didn't have all the answers, but I had something more important: the courage to act. I took the risk, not because I was certain of the outcome, but because I understood that success is not just about being right. It's about moving forward, even when you don't have all the information. Let me tell you this: procrastination is the enemy of success. It is the thief of opportunity. The longer you wait, the more you delay, the more you lose. While you are standing still, others are moving forward, seizing the moment and gaining ground. In business, in life, in everything you do, you must learn the art of immediacy. When an idea comes to you, when an opportunity knocks, do not let fear or doubt hold you back. Act quickly. The world waits for no one. Now, I do not mean to suggest that you should act recklessly or without thought. Action without purpose is wasted effort. But once you have thought something through, once you have a plan, you must take that first step. You must move forward, even if you don't have all the answers. Time, my son, is the most valuable commodity we possess. It is the one thing that you can never get back. Every day you wait is a day you will never recover. So, make the most of each moment. When you see an opportunity, don't hesitate, take it. When you set a goal, don't wait for the perfect time to start now. Do it now, because waiting means you are letting someone else take your place, letting someone else seize the opportunity you could have claimed. Remember, nothing in life is ever perfect. The only thing that is certain is that time is passing, and it will not wait for you to feel ready. When you look back on your life, let it be with pride that you took every opportunity that came your way. Let it be with pride that you acted boldly and acted without delay. Time does not wait, and neither should you. With all my love and encouragement, Dad. This letter is a wake-up call. Rockefeller is not just encouraging his son, he's warning him. The biggest threat to your success isn't failure, it's hesitation. Many of us wait for perfect conditions before taking action, but perfection is an illusion. While we wait, the world keeps moving, and others move ahead. The most successful people are not always the smartest. They're the ones who take action despite uncertainty. They know that progress beats perfection every time. Every delay pushes your dreams further away. Every action, no matter how small, pulls them closer. The message is crystal clear. Stop waiting. Start moving. The best time to start is always now. Action creates momentum. Waiting creates regret. Don't overthink. Don't delay. Take the first step even if it's imperfect, because in the end, action is what turns vision into reality. Every success story is a story of competition, of fighting to rise above the rest. In this next letter, Rockefeller teaches his son the mindset of a true competitor, the fire of determination. Let's listen to letter number 5, the determination to compete. My dear son, one of the most valuable lessons I can offer you, one that has shaped my life and my success, is this: compete with relentless determination. In business, as in life, you will face competition at every turn. There will be others who seek the same goals, the same rewards, and who will stop at nothing to get ahead. In those moments, when the competition seems fierce and the obstacles insurmountable, you must remind yourself of one undeniable truth: the true competition is with yourself. Many people make the mistake of focusing too much on what others are doing. They look at their competitors, measure their progress against someone else's achievements, and let themselves be distracted by the success of others. This is a dangerous trap. Because, in the end, your only true measure of success is not how well you compare to others, it's how well you compete against the limits you set for yourself. I have learned that success is not handed to anyone on a silver platter. It is earned through hard work, innovation, and most importantly, relentless determination. You must have an unyielding belief in your ability to achieve your goals, even when the road is long and the odds seem stacked against you. When I first entered the oil business, the competition was fierce. There were giants in the industry, men with more experience, more resources, and more influence than I could ever hope to have. But I did not let that intimidate me. Instead, I used it as fuel. I understood that the only way to succeed was to push harder, work smarter, and outlast those who stood in my way. It is easy to become discouraged when the competition feels overwhelming. But remember, success is not about being the fastest, the smartest, or the most talented. It is about staying the course when others falter, when others quit. It's about pushing forward when every part of you wants to give up. And it's about never losing sight of your ultimate goal. In business and in life, you will face moments when the competition will seem insurmountable. There will be days when you feel like you're running a race, but everyone else is ahead of you. But know this, the race is not won by the swift, but by those who endure. If you want to succeed, you must outwork, outlast, and outthink your competitors. But most importantly, you must outdetermine them. The people who succeed are not always the ones with the best resources. They are the ones who refuse to quit, the ones who keep pushing forward when things get tough. Remember, competition is not just about winning. It's about the character you build in the process. It's about developing the strength to rise every time you fall, the resilience to keep going when everyone else has given up, and the determination to never settle for less than your best. Never forget this. Your greatest competitor is not the person who stands in your way. It is the person you were yesterday. Strive to be better than you were before. Strive to learn more, work harder, and grow stronger every single day. There is no room for complacency in the world of success. There is only room for those who are willing to fight, to compete, and to show up every day with the same level of passion and determination. If you do that, if you commit to competing with relentless determination, you will find success not just in your achievements, but in the person you become along the way. So, my son, I leave you with this. Compete not just against others, but against yourself. Push yourself to be better than you were yesterday, and never stop fighting for your dreams. Your competitors may come and go, but your determination will be the one thing that stays with you forever. With all my faith in your perseverance, Dad. This letter reminds us that success isn't handed to anyone. It's earned through grit, drive, and the courage to compete. Rockefeller isn't pushing his son to be ruthless. He's pushing him to be relentless. True competition isn't about defeating other sets, about defeating your own doubts, your fears, and your limits. It's about showing up every day, ready to run harder, push further, and grow stronger. And most importantly, it's about never settling, never being satisfied with average when you have the fire to aim for extraordinary. Because in the end, those who fear competition fall behind, and those who embrace it rise. Don't run to participate or run to lead. Determination is what turns effort into victory. Success favors the bold. Those who step into the arena with courage, passion, and the will to compete are the ones who rise above. What if everything you're doing today is either building your future or mortgaging it? In this next letter, Rockefeller shares a powerful truth about how every choice we make is a down payment on the life we're building. Let's listen to letter 6. Invest today to own tomorrow. My dear son, one of the most important decisions you will ever make in your life is how you choose to spend your time, energy, and most importantly, your money. The world is full of opportunities to squander wealth, to indulge in short-term pleasures, and to live in the present without regard for the future. But I will tell you this, and I say it from years of experience. If you wish to secure a prosperous tomorrow, you must begin investing today. When I first began my journey in business, I understood that wealth wasn't built on immediate gratification or quick wins. True wealth is the result of smart, deliberate investments made with the future in mind. There will always be temptations to spend on luxuries, on distractions that provide momentary joy. But the key to lasting success is in building a foundation that will provide you with the freedom and power to shape your future. There are two kinds of people in the world, my son. Those who spend today and regret tomorrow, and those who sacrifice today for a better tomorrow. The decision is always yours. I have never regretted a single investment I made that was focused on long-term growth, whether it was in my businesses, my employees, or in my own personal development. These are the investments that have paid off in ways far greater than anything else. I will tell you this: wealth is not about the money you make. It is about the money you keep and grow. The money you invest wisely today will be the source of your future wealth, just as the efforts you put into your work now will lay the foundation for your future success. Do not be tempted by the immediate pleasures of life. Learn to be patient, to invest in things that will appreciate over time, and to build the kind of legacy that will serve you and those who come after you. When I built my empire, I did not take the easy road. I did not live for the moment, nor did I squander my earnings on fleeting luxuries. Instead, I invested strategically in businesses that would grow, in partnerships that would yield long-term benefits, and in knowledge that would serve me for years to come. The key to investing is not just financial, it is intellectual, emotional, and personal. Invest in knowledge. Invest in relationships. Invest in experiences that will shape you into the person who is capable of handling wealth and success when it arrives. Without the right mindset, wealth will only slip through your fingers. But do not misunderstand me. Investing is not without risk. Every investment comes with uncertainty, and every business venture comes with challenges. However, I have found that the most successful investments are those made with foresight, wisdom, and patience. And most importantly, they are investments made with belief in the future, belief in yourself, and belief in the idea that what you build today will bear fruit tomorrow. In your life, you will face moments when you are tempted to abandon your long-term vision for short-term satisfaction. In those moments, I urge you to think of the future. Think of what you want to build. Think of the legacy you wish to leave. And then ask yourself, will this choice bring me closer to my goal, or will it hold me back? Remember, every penny you invest today is a seed for tomorrow's harvest. Whether it is in a business, an education, or a relationship, it is an investment that will pay dividends in ways that can't always be predicted immediately. The wisdom of patience, the strength of discipline, and the power of foresight will carry you farther than the fleeting pleasures of the present moment ever will. So, my son, I leave you with this: invest today with tomorrow in mind. Build your future with the choices you make now. The sacrifices you make today will be your rewards tomorrow. Don't squander your time, your money, or your energy on things that won't serve you in the years ahead. The best way to predict your future is to create ITAN that begins with the investments you make today. With all my wisdom and hopes for your future, Dad. This letter is a quiet warning and a powerful reminder. Rockefeller is telling his son, you're building your future right now, whether you know it or not. Every skipped responsibility, every wasted hour, every excuse, those are debts you'll have to pay later. And the cost is often freedom, peace, or opportunity. But the opposite is just as true. Every moment of effort, every good habit, every decision made with visionis, a deposit toward a better life. The future isn't something we stumble into. It's something we build, one decision at a time. If you keep making short-term choices, you'll live with long-term regret. But if you invest in your growth, your health, your character, you'll earn long-term freedom. We often talk about failure in terms of money, career, or status. But in this next letter, Rockefeller reveals the one kind of collapse that's far more dangerous than any of those: the collapse of the spirit. Let's listen to letter 7. The worst collapse is a collapse of spirit. My dear son, as you continue your journey in life and business, you will inevitably face obstacles. There will be times when the world seems to conspire against you, when every step forward is met with 2 steps back, and when failure appears to be the only constant. But I want to share with you a truth that I have learned from personal experience. The worst collapse is not the one that happens in the physical world. It is the collapse that happens in your mind. You see, in business and in life, circumstances are always changing. There will be moments when you lose a deal, when you face financial setbacks, or when your plans fall apart. In those moments, it's easy to feel defeated, to believe that all your hard work has been in vain, and to think that success is no longer within reach. But the true measure of your success is not in how many times you fall, but in how many times you rise. I have been through my own share of failures, my son. There were times when I lost money, when I made mistakes that seemed insurmountable, and when it felt like all my efforts had been wasted. But what I learned through those struggles is that failure is not the end. It is simply a part of the process. The true danger lies not in falling yet, lies in staying down, in allowing yourself to be defeated not by external circumstances, but by the limitations you place in your own mind. It is natural to feel defeated at times. It is human to experience doubt and frustration. But you must understand this: your mind is the most powerful tool you have, and it is also the most fragile. When you allow fear, doubt, or self-pity to take hold of your mind, you give up your power. The moment you stop believing in yourself is the moment you begin to collapse. Mental resilience is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. It is the ability to stay focused, to keep your eyes on the prize, even when the road seems impossible. It is the strength to get back up after a fall, to keep fighting when the world tells you to quit. Without mental fortitude, no amount of money, talent, or opportunity will matter. The battle is always won or lost in the mind. I remember a particularly difficult time in my life when I was faced with overwhelming challenges. Everything seemed to be falling apart around Mimi. Businesses were in danger. I was losing deals, and there was little hope for success. Yet, despite the setbacks, I refused to let my mind be the thing that broke. I kept my focus, I kept moving forward, and I kept believing that things could and would get better. That period taught me something invaluable. When you face a challenge, it is not the challenge that defines you. It is how you respond to it. If you collapse mentally, you will never recover. If you allow yourself to be defeated by your own thoughts, you will never see the light at the end of the tunnel. But if you fight, if you maintain a strong and resilient mindset, you will always find a way to persevere. There will be times when your body is tired, when your resources are depleted, and when your willpower is tested. But in those moments, remember that it is your mind that will carry you through. Your mind can either be your greatest ally or your greatest enemy. The decision is yours. A positive, determined mindset will keep you going when everything else is telling you to stop. And this is the key to true success. It is not about never failing it, it's about never giving up. Keep believing in yourself. Keep finding the strength to push through. And remember, there is always a lesson in failure if you are willing to learn. So, my son, never let your mind be the thing that collapses first. The world can throw anything at you, but as long as your mind remains strong, you will always find a way to stand back up and keep moving forward. With resilience and belief in yourself, you will overcome anything that life throws your way. You will rise, time and time again, and you will find that your mental strength will be the foundation of every success you achieve. With all my encouragement and belief in your strength, Dad. This is perhaps one of Rockefeller's most powerful messages. He isn't warning his son about external dangers. He's warning him about the danger within. Losing hope, losing belief, losing your inner fire. Everyone faces loss, rejection, pain. But the people who rise are the ones who stay spiritually unbroken. Your spirit is your foundation. If it cracks, nothing you build will stand for long. But if it holds strong, if you keep your sense of purpose, your courage, your hunger, then even after failure, you'll rise again, stronger. The world will try to shake you, but if you can hold on to your belief in yourself, you become unshakable. The greatest loss isn't what happens to you, it's what dies inside you. Protect your spirit, nurture it, never let it break. Most people think failure is the end of the road, but Rockefeller believed something radically different. Failure isn't when you fall, it's only when you quit. Let's dive into letter 8. Only those who quit truly fail. My dear son, in life and in business, you will experience failures. You will fall short of your expectations, and at times, you may feel as if your dreams are slipping away. But I want you to remember one important lesson I've learned over my many years. The only real failure is giving up. People often talk about failure as if it's something to be feared, something that marks the end of a journey. But the truth is, failure is not the end, it is simply part of the process. Every successful person, every great mind in history, has faced failure at one point or another. It is not failure that determines your success, it is how you respond to it. When I began my career, I encountered many setbacks. There were times when it felt like I was fighting an uphill battle, when things seemed out of reach, and when I questioned whether I would ever achieve what I set out to do. Yet, in every one of those moments, I understood this fundamental truth. As long as I refused to give up, I had not truly failed. You will face challenges that may seem insurmountable. There will be days when your best efforts appear to yield no results, when your ambitions feel distant, and when doubt creeps into your heart. But let me tell you this, the only true failure comes when you decide to quit. Quitting is the real defeat. It is the decision to stop trying, to walk away, to believe that success is no longer possible. But if you choose to continue, to push forward, even in the face of adversity, you are never truly failing. Every step you take, no matter how small, is progress. Every setback is simply an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become better. Failure, in fact, is often the greatest teacher. It shows you what doesn't work, it reveals your weaknesses, and it offers you the chance to adjust your approach. Some of my greatest achievements came after I had failed multiple times. What I learned from those failures shaped the decisions I made moving forward. And in hindsight, they were not failures at all, they were lessons. It is easy to look at someone who has reached the peak of success and think they have never failed. But the reality is, they have failed just as much, if not more, than anyone else. The difference is that they did not let their failures define them. They used those failures as stepping stones, as tools to build their future success. So, my son, I encourage you to never view failure as an obstacle that blocks your path. Instead, see it for what it truly is, a necessary part of your journey. Each time you fail, you are one step closer to success. The only way to truly fail is to stop trying. Do not be afraid of setbacks or mistakes. Embrace them, learn from them, and most importantly, keep moving forward. The more you persist, the closer you come to success. Every time you get back up after a fall, you are becoming stronger, more resilient, and more capable of achieving your goals. You may encounter moments when you feel like giving up, when the weight of your struggles feels unbearable, but always remember this: the moment you decide to give up is the moment you lose everything. As long as you continue to move forward, no matter how slow the progress may seem, you are never truly failing. It is not the setbacks that matter. It is not the mistakes. It is your determination to keep going that will determine your success. Failure is not falling down. It is staying down. So, my son, promise me this. No matter how difficult the road, no matter how many obstacles stand in your way, you will never give up. You will rise again and again, because the true failure in life is giving up on your dreams. With all my love and belief in your strength, Dad. This letter is a battle cry against giving up. Rockefeller is teaching his son that failure isn't a result, it's a decision. You fail only when you decide you're done trying. This message hits hard because we've all been there, tired, discouraged, ready to throw in the towel. But every great success story was built on moments of doubt, followed by the decision to keep going. Quitting is easy, but greatness is never found on the easy path. If you can keep pushing when everything tells you to stop, you've already beaten 90% of the world. That's what Rockefeller wanted his son to know, and what we should remember every time we feel like giving up. Failure is not falling down. Failure is staying down. Keep going. In business and in life, people chase many things: money, power, recognition. But in this next letter, Rockefeller reveals what he believed to be the most valuable asset of all: faith. Not blind faith, but the unshakable belief in yourself, your vision, and the value of what you're building. Let's hear letter number 9. Faith is worth more than gold. My dear son, as you navigate through life and business, there will be many things that tempt you: wealth, power, fame, and success. All these are valuable in their own right, but I want to share with you something that I have come to understand over the years. There is nothing more valuable than faith. Faith is the foundation of all that I have built. It is the force that has carried me through the darkest times, the belief that no matter how difficult the circumstances, there is always a way forward. When I first started, I didn't have wealth, influence, or connections. What I had was faith, a belief in myself, in my vision, and in the guiding principles that would help me overcome every challenge. You see, faith is not simply a religious concept. It is a principle that transcends belief in a higher power. Faith is the belief in something greater than yourself, the belief that the universe will conspire to help those who are committed to their purpose. It is the understanding that, even in the face of adversity, there is always a greater plan unfolding. I have faced many trials, and in those moments, it was not my wealth that kept me going. It was my faith. Faith in my abilities, faith in the future, Faith in the idea that with persistence and integrity, anything is possible. I encourage you, my son, to nurture your faith, cultivate it, protect it, and allow it to guide your decision. Faith is not blind optimism. It is rooted in experience, in understanding that there is a purpose to everything, even the most difficult times. When you place your faith in your work, in your relationships, and in your ability to persevere, you will find that doors open in unexpected ways. In times of doubt, when you question whether your efforts are worth it, faith is the anchor that will keep you grounded. Faith gives you the strength to continue when all seems lost. It helps you maintain perspective and understand that even when the world seems to be falling apart, it is often laying the groundwork for something far greater. There will be moments when others will try to sway you, when the opinions of others may make you doubt yourself. But if you hold fast to your faith, you will remain steadfast in your course. I cannot tell you how many times people have told me that my ideas would never succeed, that I was wasting my time. But my faith in the path I had chosen, in the values I held dear, never wavered. Faith is also about trust, the trust that even when things don't seem to go as planned, you are exactly where you need to be. Trust that every setback is preparing you for something greater. Trust that every challenge is refining your character and making you stronger. And, most importantly, faith is about believing in the power of good. In a world that often seems divided, where greed and self-interest can rule the day, never lose sight of the fact that integrity, honesty, and compassion are far more valuable than any material wealth. These are the true riches of life, and they will carry you far beyond the confines of any business deal. Remember, my son, faith is not something that can be bought. It must be earned, nurtured, and maintained. And while money may come and go, faith will always remain with you, offering the guidance, strength, and peace of mind that no material possession can provide. As you build your life, I urge you to place your faith in something greater than wealth. Place it in your values, your purpose, and your unwavering belief that the best is yet to come. When you do this, you will find that success is not just measured by the money you accumulate, but by the peace and fulfillment you achieve along the way. So, my son, hold fast to your faith. Let it be the compass that guides you through life, the foundation upon which you build your legacy. For in the end, faith is more valuable than gold. With all my love and belief in your journey, Dad. This is one of those letters that speaks not just to the mind, but straight to the heart. Rockefeller isn't preaching religion here. He's talking about something deeper, self-belief. The kind of belief that holds you up when everything is falling apart, when no one claps for you, when no one sees your vision. When even results are missing, faith is what keeps you going. Most people wait for evidence before they believe. But Rockefeller teaches us the opposite. Believe first, the evidence will come later. And when you do that, you become unstoppable, not because the world believes in you, but because you believe anyway. We live in a world where people constantly try to fit in, follow trends, impress others, wear masks just to be accepted. But in this letter, Rockefeller gives his son a different kind of advice. Be loyal, not to others first, but to yourself. Let's listen to letter number 10. Loyalty to yourself comes first. My dear son, in a world that is constantly changing, where people come and go, where ideas shift and evolve, there is one thing that you must hold on to above all else: your loyalty to yourself. Many people, in the pursuit of success, will try to mold themselves to fit the expectations of others. They will sacrifice their beliefs, their values, and their dreams in the hope of gaining approval or securing the favor of those around them. But I want you to understand this one critical truth. Success that is built on anything other than your own integrity and values is hollow. Throughout my career, there were many moments when I was tempted to compromise my principles for the sake of expedience, profit, or the approval of others. I could have taken shortcuts, made deals that would have advanced my career in the short term, but would have compromised who I was as a man. But I knew, deep in my heart, that no amount of wealth or success would ever be worth sacrificing my own sense of self. The greatest asset you have in life is your own identity. It is your integrity, your values, and the unwavering belief that you are living in accordance with what is right, not what is easy. When you stay loyal to yourself, you are building a foundation that no one can shake, no storm can destroy, and no fortune can buy. Loyalty to yourself means knowing who you are, what you stand for, and never allowing external forces to pull you off course. It means being true to your beliefs, even when it's hard, even when it's unpopular, and especially when the world is pushing you to conform. It is about doing what is right, not what is convenient, and always acting in a way that aligns with your deepest values. I have seen many people lose their way because they abandoned their own principles in the pursuit of success. They gained wealth, they gained power, but they lost their souls. In the end, they were left with nothing of true value. They had gained the world but lost themselves. You must never make that mistake. Stay loyal to your own convictions, even when others doubt you. There will always be voices telling you what to do, how to act, and what is best for you. But remember, those voices are not your own. Only you can determine the path that is right for you, and only you can decide what success truly looks like. True success, my son, is not measured by wealth or titles. It is measured by the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have lived an authentic life, one true to your values and your purpose. When you stay loyal to yourself, you will find that the people who matter will respect you, and those who are not meant to be in your life will fall away. And in the end, you will be able to look back and say that you built your life on a foundation that cannot be shaken. I know it can be tempting to follow the crowd, to take the easy path, and to try to please others. But remember this: the world will come and go, but your own sense of self will be with you forever. Never lose sight of who you are. Never sacrifice your principles for anyone or anything. Stay loyal to yourself, and you will build a legacy that no one can ever take from you. When you live with integrity and stay true to who you are, your success will have meaning. Your wealth will be earned with honor. Your life will be lived with purpose. And in the end, that is the only kind of success worth striving for. So, my son, I leave you with this simple but powerful truth. Stay loyal to yourself. No matter what the world offers you, no matter what others say, your loyalty to your own heart and mind is what will carry you through every challenge and bring you the true success that comes with living authentically. With all my love and guidance, Dad. This letter is a deep reminder in an age of noise. Rockefeller tells his son what many people learn too late: that success without self-respect is failure in disguise. You can impress the world and still feel empty if you betray your core values. Being loyal to yourself doesn't mean being stubborn. It means having a moral compass, a backbone, a code you won't trade for popularity or profit. And in a world full of followers, those who stay true to themselves become rare and powerful. It's not about ego, it's about integrity. When you stand by who you are, even when it costs you something that's real power. The pursuit of success often requires sacrifices, but what happens when those sacrifices begin to shift our core values? In letter number 11, Rockefeller offers his son a valuable lesson on the necessity of desire and how ambition, when harnessed, can propel you to greatness. Let's dive into letter number 11. Greed is necessary. Dear son, people often speak ill of greed. They associate it with selfishness, arrogance, and the desire for excess. But I want you to understand that desire, the hunger for success, is not inherently evil. It is essential for a life of achievement. Without a strong desire for success, without the ambition that pushes you forward even in the hardest of times, you will not achieve great things. The world rewards those who have an unrelenting drive to succeed. You must cultivate this ambition within yourself. It must become a force that compels you to learn, to work tirelessly, and to continually strive for more, not just for your own benefit, but for the world you seek to shape. Desire is the fuel that drives progress, innovation, and transformation. It is what moves us to build empires, create great works, and leave legacies that last beyond our time. But there's a danger to desire, my son. If it is not controlled and focused, it can easily turn into greed. Greed is a powerful force, but it must be channeled properly. It must be the desire for more knowledge, more wisdom, more opportunities, not the insatiable need for power or wealth at the expense of others. The key is balance. You must learn to harness your desire and use it to fuel your ambition, but you must also ensure that your motivations align with your values. If you allow your desire to consume you, you will find yourself lost. Many great men have fallen because they allowed greed to overtake them. They wanted more and more, but in doing so, they sacrificed their souls. Always remember, desire is a tool, it is not the master. Use it wisely, and it will serve you well. Let it drive you to be the best version of yourself, to create value in the world, and to leave behind a legacy that you can be proud of. Greed, when properly directed, is a force that creates opportunities. It will push you to go further, faster, and to achieve things you once thought impossible. But unchecked, it will destroy you. So, my son, cultivate the desire to succeed. Use it to build, to grow, and to accomplish great things. But never let it become the thing that controls you. With all my love and guidance, Dad. This letter presents a counterintuitive truth that many people overlook. Greed, when harnessed properly, is essential to success. Rockefeller isn't encouraging blind, destructive greed. He's pointing out the necessity of ambition, the kind of hunger that drives individuals to continually push the limits of their potential, to overcome obstacles, and to work relentlessly toward their goals. But as he wisely cautions, there is a fine line. Uncontrolled greed can lead to destruction, while controlled desire can build empires and leave lasting legacies. The message here is simple yet profound. Desire is a tool, not a master. Master it, and you can achieve greatness. Let it master you, and you'll fall. The greatest entrepreneurs of all time didn't succeed because they wanted wealth or power alone. They succeeded because they wanted to create and to contribute in ways that matter. It's about channeling that ambition and desire into something meaningful and lasting. Desire is the force that drives progress, but it must be controlled and channeled toward positive action. In a world full of good intentions, we often overlook a crucial fact. Sometimes, even the best people find themselves in difficult situations. In letter number 12, Rockefeller reflects on the concept of the nature of good and bad and reminds his son that life isn't always as black and white as we think. Let's dive into letter number 12. Hell is full of good people. Dear son, you may be surprised by the title of this letter, but let me explain. The truth is that many people who are kind-hearted, honest, and good-natured still fail in life. They live with the best intentions, but those intentions are not always enough to lead them to success. You must learn to see beyond the surface of people. It's easy to think that because someone is good, they will succeed, but the world doesn't always reward goodness alone. Life isn't as simple as being good or bad. The world rewards those who can not only be good, but also be strategic, resilient, and able to adapt to the demands of life. If you rely solely on your goodness, you may find yourself in a position where you are taken advantage of or overlooked. The world is full of competition, and it is important to be aware of that. You must not forget that success requires more than just good intentions. You need to develop the qualities that make you effective: skills, knowledge, perseverance, and adaptability. Goodness in itself will not shield you from failure. Life is full of people who are good, but they are not always prepared for the difficulties that come their way. They are often too trusting, too naive, or too passive. I want you to remember that being a good person is important, but it is not enough on its own. The world rewards those who are both good and capable, those who have the strength to face adversity, who can make tough decisions, and who can turn obstacles into opportunities. Your character will be the foundation of your success, but your ability to navigate the world will be what sets you apart from others. Always be kind and honorable, but never forget to be strong and strategic. The combination of both will make you unstoppable. With all my love and guidance, Dad. This letter holds an important truth that many people learn too late. Goodness is not enough to guarantee success. Rockefeller doesn't suggest that being good is a flaw, but he reminds his son that life is more complex than simply following the rules or being nice. While goodness and kindness are essential qualities, they must be complemented with practical skills, strategic thinking, and the ability to handle life's challenges. In today's world, being a good person isn't enough. You need to cultivate resilience, adaptability, and awareness to survive and thrive. The lesson here is clear. Don't just focus on being good, also focus on being capable. Goodness should be a foundation, but you must build on it with strength and practical wisdom. Goodness alone won't protect you from failure. Strength, resilience, and strategic thinking will. In every aspect of life, there's a constant question: what's free and what's not? In letter number 13, Rockefeller teaches his son a vital lesson about the world we live in. There is no such thing as a free lunch. Let's explore letter number 13. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Dear son, as you navigate through life, one of the most important lessons I can impart to you is that everything has a cost, whether it's time, effort, or resources. There is a tendency in this world to seek out things that are free or easy. But I want you to understand something. Nothing truly valuable comes without a price. Whether it's in your personal life or your career, you must remember that every opportunity comes with its own set of challenges. There is no magic formula that will get you where you want to be. Without hard work, sacrifice, and sometimes even hardship, people will offer you deals, promises of quick success or easy solutions. But be wary of those who offer you something that seems too good to be true. Everything comes with a price, and often, the cost isn't immediately visible. Some may try to entice you with offers of easy wealth, success, or fame. But the truth is, these things don't come without consequences. They may require sacrifices of your time, your energy, or even your values. If something seems too good to be true, it usually is. The world is filled with shortcuts, and many of them lead to dead ends. Instead of seeking out free or easy options, focus on building something of value that you can stand behind with pride. Work for what you want, and don't expect the rewards to come without effort. I want you to remember this. The best things in life are often those that require hard work, patience, and perseverance. The true value of success is earned, not given. The greatest rewards come from the effort you put into your work, not from shortcuts or gimmicks. Trust in the process and never settle for a free lunch. With all my love and guidance, Dad. Rockefeller's message in this letter is incredibly clear and relevant, especially in today's world, where we are constantly bombarded by promises of easy success and shortcuts. He teaches his son that true success is never free. There's always a cost, whether it's in the form of hard work, sacrifice, or persistence. In our instant gratification culture, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that things should come easily or quickly. But the most meaningful successes are the ones that take time to build and require effort to achieve. Rockefeller warns that opportunities that seem too good to be true often come with hidden costs, and those who seek shortcuts are likely to face unforeseen consequences. The takeaway here is simple but powerful. Don't fall for the illusion of a free lunch. True success requires effort, and the rewards you earn through hard work will always be more satisfying than anything that comes too easily. Success is earned, not given. There's no such thing as a free lunch. There's a popular saying, knowledge is power, but is it really? In letter number 14, Rockefeller challenges this idea by revealing a powerful truth. Knowledge, by itself, is not enough. Let's dive into letter number 14. Knowledge is not power. Letter number 14. Knowledge is not power. Dear son, it is often said that knowledge is power, but I want to share a deeper truth with you. Knowledge alone does not make you powerful. Many people spend their lives gathering information, studying books, and acquiring degrees, thinking that the more they know, the more powerful they will become. But knowledge, in and of itself, is useless unless it is applied. It's not enough to simply know something. You must know how to use that knowledge to achieve your goals. You must turn knowledge into action. Without action, knowledge is just a collection of facts that will never lead to success. I have seen many people with great knowledge who have never accomplished anything meaningful. They spend their time accumulating information, but never apply it in any real way. They are like a library full of books that have never been read. On the other hand, there are people who may not have as much formal knowledge, but they are able to take action, make decisions, and move forward. They are the ones who create success because they understand that action is what drives results. In business and in life, the ability to apply what you know is more important than what you know. The world is full of people with degrees and certificates, but it's the ones who take action and use their knowledge to solve problems that rise to the top. Never fall into the trap of thinking that learning is the end goal. Learning is important, but it's the application of what you learn that truly makes the difference. In every endeavor, I encourage you to focus on doing, not just learning. Seek out knowledge, yes, but always remember that knowledge without action is powerless. With all my love and guidance, Dad. This letter delivers a powerful message that still resonates today, especially in a world that often values degrees, titles, and qualifications above all else. Rockefeller reminds his son that knowledge is only valuable when it is applied. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that learning is the most important thing, but it's the actions we take based on what we know that lead to success. The world is full of highly educated people, but many of them never put their knowledge to use in meaningful ways. Success is not about accumulating information. It's about taking action and solving problems. Rockefeller's lesson is clear. Don't mistake learning for achieving. True success comes from using your knowledge to create change and make things happen. There's a saying, hard work pays off. But sometimes it takes more than just hard work. In letter number 15, Rockefeller shares a key insight about wealth. Wealth is a byproduct of hard work. Let's dive into letter number 15. Wealth is the byproduct of hard work. Letter number 15. Wealth is the byproduct of hard work. Dear son, as you begin to shape your own future, I want to remind you of an important principle. Wealth is the product of hard work, not luck. Many people believe that wealth is a matter of chance, that it comes from being in the right place at the right time, or from inheriting a fortune. But I can tell you from my own experience that wealth is not something that simply happens to you. It is something that you create through persistent effort and dedication. I have often heard people say that they would be successful if only they had more opportunities, more resources, or more luck. But I have come to understand that true success is not about waiting for the right conditions. It is about creating those conditions yourself. Hard work, determination, and a strong sense of purpose are the foundation upon which wealth is built. Success is not about seeking shortcuts or relying on luck. It is about putting in the effort, making sacrifices, and staying committed to your goals, even when the road is difficult. I have worked tirelessly throughout my life, and while I have been fortunate to have certain opportunities, I have always believed that the key to success lies in taking action and making the most of what you have, and never giving up, even when things seem impossible. Wealth, in my view, is a byproduct of this process. It is not the goal in itself, but rather the result of focused effort and persistence. When you dedicate yourself to your work and approach life with a mindset of constant improvement, wealth will follow. Remember, son, that success is not a matter of chance or good fortune. It is a result of the work you put in and the character you build along the way. With all my love and guidance, Dad. In this letter, Rockefeller debunks the myth that success is purely based on luck. Instead, he emphasizes the critical importance of hard work and dedication in building wealth and achieving success. Many people look for quick wins or shortcuts, hoping to find an easy path to wealth. But Rockefeller stresses that true success comes from consistent effort and perseverance. His words remind us that success is not something that just happens. It is something that must be earned through hard work, commitment, and a focused mindset. The key takeaway from this letter is clear. Wealth and success are the byproducts of effort, not luck. The more you invest in yourself and your work, the greater the rewards will be in the end. In a world where excuses are easy to come by, taking responsibility is a rare quality. In letter number 16, Rockefeller stresses a powerful lesson. There is no excuse for failure, only responsibility. Let's explore letter number 16. There are no excuses. Letter number 16. There are no excuses. Dear son, one of the most valuable lessons I have learned in life is this. There are no excuses. Life will always present obstacles and challenges, and many people will look for reasons to explain why they fail. They will blame their circumstances, their environment, their lack of resources, or even bad luck. But, my son, excuses will never move you forward. I have known many people who were quick to make excuses. They blamed others, they blamed their past, and they blamed the world for their misfortunes. But I can tell you, from experience, that the moment you start making excuses, you stop taking responsibility for your actions and decisions. Success does not come to those who blame others. It comes to those who take responsibility for their situation, no matter how difficult it may seem. I have faced countless setbacks in my own life. I have encountered failures, disappointments, and moments of despair. There were times when it seemed like success was out of reach, but I never once thought of making an excuse. I focused on finding solutions, improving myself, and pushing forward. When you face difficulties, you have two choices. You can either make excuses and give up, Or you can accept responsibility, learn from the situation, and keep going. The most successful people I know are the ones who take responsibility for everything that happens in their lives, good and bad. They don't waste time blaming others or complaining. Instead, they focus on what they can control and take action to make things better. You must never allow yourself to become a victim of your circumstances. Life is not about waiting for things to be perfect or for the conditions to be right. It is about taking responsibility, doing the best you can with what you have, and always striving for improvement. Always remember, son, excuses are the enemy of success. When you stop making excuses and take full responsibility for your life, you will find that the path to success becomes much clearer. With all my love and guidance, Dad. This letter speaks directly to the heart of personal accountability. Rockefeller's message is simple but powerful. Excuses are the enemy of progress. In today's world, it's easy to fall into the trap of blaming circumstances, other people, or the system for our failures. However, Rockefeller teaches us that success is only possible when we take responsibility for our own actions. The most successful people are not those who make excuses when things go wrong, but those who take ownership, learn from their mistakes, and continue to push forward. The key takeaway here is that no matter how difficult life gets, making excuses will only hold you back. Instead, take responsibility, make the necessary changes, and continue moving toward your goals. Success often depends on the choices we make in the face of challenges. In letter number 17, Rockefeller teaches a crucial lesson about resilience and perseverance, and how the seed of success lies in the ability to overcome adversity. Let's dive into letter number 17. You have the seeds of success in your hands. Letter number 17. You have the seeds of success in your hands. Dear son, I want to remind you that within you lies the seed of success, a seed that, if nourished, will grow and flourish into something truly great. The key to success is not relying on others or waiting for the perfect moment. It is about recognizing the opportunities that are available to you and making the most of them, regardless of the challenges you may face. When I started my journey, I had very little. I didn't have the vast resources or the connections that many others had. But I had one thing that would prove to be far more valuable: the ability to see opportunities in every challenge and the determination to work tirelessly toward my goals. Success does not come easily. There will be times when it feels as though you are doing everything right but still facing setbacks. There will be times when you question whether it's worth it. But in these moments, it's important to remember that the seed of success is in your hands. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent or luck. It's the ability to persevere in the face of adversity. When you encounter obstacles, you must see them as opportunities for growth, not as reasons to quit. Each challenge you face is a lesson, and with each lesson, you are one step closer to success. I have faced countless obstacles throughout my life, and each time, I learned something that made me stronger and more capable. The path to success is never easy, but with the right mindset and determination, you will find that there is no obstacle too great to overcome. So, my son, I want you to remember this. The seed of success is already in your hands. It is up to you to nurture it, water it, and help it grow. Never let the challenges of life discourage you. Instead, see them as opportunities to grow stronger, smarter, and more resilient. With all my love and guidance, Dad. In this letter, Rockefeller shares an important truth. Success is not handed to you. It is something you must cultivate yourself. Too often, we focus on what we don't have, or what's going wrong. But Rockefeller emphasizes that success begins with the mindset that you can overcome obstacles and create your own opportunities. The most successful people, according to Rockefeller, are those who are not afraid to face challenges, but instead see them as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. The core message here is clear. You have the power to succeed no matter where you start. It's all about how you respond to the challenges life throws at you. In the journey of success, the role of perseverance and ambition cannot be overstated. In letter number 18, Rockefeller delivers a powerful lesson. You are the architect of your future. Don't let your circumstances define you. Let's listen to letter number 18. A father's responsibility. You must never be poor. Dear son, there's something I want you to understand clearly. You must never be poor. Now, let me be clear, this is not just about wealth in the material sense. It's about the wealth of character, ambition, and perseverance. It's about building a life that reflects the power of your own efforts, determination, and integrity. I want you to realize that poverty is not a condition that fate determines for you. It is a result of your choices, your actions, and your mindset. Throughout my life, I have known many individuals who were born into difficult circumstances. They had little to no material wealth, but they possessed something far more valuable, an unrelenting drive to succeed. They had a vision for their future, and they worked relentlessly to turn that vision into reality. You must never allow yourself to become a victim of circumstances. Your destiny is not shaped by the world's challenges or by what others say you can or cannot do. It is shaped by your own actions and your unyielding will to achieve your goals. I have witnessed firsthand how individuals, when they refuse to accept defeat, can rise above any situation, no matter how grim it seems. They refuse to accept poverty, whether it's financial, emotional, or intellectual. They choose to improve, to learn, to grow, and to evolve. You have been given the gift of life, and it is your responsibility to make the most of it. Don't squander the opportunities that come your way. Don't waste time thinking that circumstances have dictated your future. You have the power to change your life at any moment. Never be poor in spirit, my son. Never be poor in ambition, in drive, and in your vision for the future. When you have wealth in these areas, material wealth will naturally follow. With all my love and guidance, Dad. Rockefeller's message in this letter is clear. Poverty is not something to accept as inevitable. It is a result of choices and mindset. In a world where so many are quick to blame their circumstances, Rockefeller reminds us that we have the power to change our own futures. The key to success lies not in waiting for the right moment, but in taking full responsibility for the path we create. The wealth Rockefeller refers to in this letter is not just money. It's about wealth of character, determination, and vision. When you invest in these qualities, the rest will follow. Success doesn't happen by accident. It is the result of decisions that are shaped by your ambition, vision, and relentless pursuit of growth. In the pursuit of success, many people wonder how to stand out in a world filled with competition. In letter number 19, Rockefeller offers a timeless lesson on how to become the best and why you should always strive to be number one. Let's dive into letter number 19. Become number one in your field. Dear son, one of the most important lessons I can teach you is this. Always strive to be number one, not just in your career, but in every aspect of life. The world is filled with mediocrity. Most people are content to do just enough to get by. They follow the crowd, they do what's expected, but they never truly stand out. If you want to succeed, if you want to build something of lasting value, you must aim for greatness. Success is not about doing what everyone else is doing. It's about finding a way to be the best at what you do, whether it's in business, in your personal relationships, or in any field you choose. You must set the standard. To be number one requires sacrifice, effort, and a relentless commitment to excellence. It means dedicating yourself to mastering your craft, continuously improving, and being willing to outwork everyone else. There will be times when you will face fierce competition. You will encounter obstacles and setbacks. But remember, the difference between the average and the exceptional is not talent's grit and perseverance. The people who rise to the top are not the ones who are born with the most advantages, but those who are willing to outlast the competition, who keep pushing even when others quit. You must also understand that to be number one doesn't mean crushing everyone around you. It means setting a new standard of excellence. When you lead by example and set high standards, others will follow in doing so. You'll inspire greatness in those around you. My son, the world rewards those who rise above the norm. The true rewards in life come to those who choose to excel in whatever they do. So, commit yourself today to being number one, not just for your own sake, but for the greater good. When you lead with excellence, you will influence others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of success that will last for generations. With all my love and guidance, Dad. In this letter, Rockefeller lays down a core principle for success. To succeed, you must aim to be the best. It's easy to settle for mediocrity, to blend in and do what's expected. But true success comes from standing out, from setting yourself apart from the crowd. The secret to becoming number one isn't talent alone. It's the dedication to continuous improvement and a relentless desire to be better than you were yesterday. Excellence isn't about beating others. It's about setting the highest standard for yourself. It's about constantly challenging yourself and outworking your competition. Ultimately, becoming number one is not just about achieving personal success. It's about setting a precedent and inspiring others to follow in your footsteps. To be number one, you must be willing to outwork and outlast the competition. It's not about being the best compared to other sets, about being the best you can be. Intro to letter number 20. In the pursuit of success, one thing becomes clear. Opportunity doesn't wait for anyone. In letter number 20, Rockefeller shares his philosophy on taking risks and seizing opportunities when they arise. Let's listen to letter number 20. Take risks and seize opportunities. Dear son, one of the most important pieces of advice I can give you is this. You must be willing to take risks. Not reckless risks, but calculated ones. Opportunities in life rarely come knocking twice, and those who are unwilling to take bold steps often find themselves left behind. It's easy to play it safe, to stay within the confines of what is comfortable and familiar. But real success through success requires stepping outside of your comfort zone. It requires making decisions that others might view as risky, but which, in reality, can provide incredible rewards. When I started my career, I didn't have the luxury of waiting for things to fall into place. I had to seize opportunities as they came. There were times when I had to make choices that involved uncertainty, that involved risks, but I did so with the belief that fortune favors the bold. You must develop the same mindset. When you see an opportunity, take it even if it scares you, because opportunities are fleeting, and if you don't act quickly, they may slip away, never to return. Of course, taking risks doesn't mean being reckless. It means being thoughtful, being prepared, and understanding the stakes. Every decision you make should be informed, but you must also have the courage to act, even when the outcome is uncertain. The greatest successes often come to those who had the courage to take a chance, even when others were too hesitant or fearful to act. Do not be afraid of failure. Failure is simply a lesson. It's a stepping stone on the path to success. Always remember, the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. It's not about gambling with your future. It's about making bold, informed decisions that propel you forward, that put you on a path to greatness. So, my son, always be looking for those opportunities, and when you find them, take the risk. The world rewards those who act decisively. With all my love and guidance, Dad. Rockefeller's advice is simple, yet powerful. The key to success lies in seizing opportunities, even when they come with risks. Too many people are paralyzed by fear or uncertainty. They wait for the perfect moment, but that moment rarely arrives. Opportunity demands action, and often, it requires stepping into the unknown. Taking risks is not about being reckless. It's about being prepared and making informed decisions. Success belongs to those who act boldly, who are willing to make tough choices when others hesitate. As Rockefeller states, fortune favors the boldest, those who take risks, learn from their failures, and keep moving forward who eventually succeed. In life, we often face challenges that test our strength and determination. But what if I told you that sometimes a little discomfort can become your greatest motivator? In letter number 21, Rockefeller shares how he used adversity and even insults as powerful motivators to fuel his success. Let's dive into letter number 21. Use insults as motivation. Dear son, there is one thing I have learned throughout my life. Adversity can be a great motivator. Throughout my career, I have faced many people who sought to undermine me. Some tried to discourage me with insults, others with false accusations. But rather than letting their words tear me down, I used them as fuel to drive me forward. I'm sure you will encounter similar people in your life, those who criticize you, who belittle you, who try to make you doubt yourself. Do not let their words define you. Instead, use their negativity as motivation to prove them wrong. I have found that one of the most powerful forces in the world is the desire to silence your critics. When someone doubts your abilities, it's not a reflection of your worth, it's a reflection of their own insecurities. The more they criticize you, the more you should let it drive you to become better, to push harder, and to prove to them that you will succeed regardless of their doubts. The world is full of people who are quick to criticize, but slow to recognize hard work and success. But that is where you can rise above them. Instead of letting their words hurt you, let them propel you to new heights. I used to let my competitors' negative comments fuel my drive to succeed. I would set out to prove them wrong and show the world that they had underestimated me. It wasn't about revenge. It was about self-validation, knowing that I was capable of achieving great things despite their doubts. Son, when you face criticism, whether it's constructive or not, always remember, it is your chance to show the world what you are made of. Don't let it stop you. Let it push you to do more, to work harder, and to succeed on your own terms. With all my love and guidance, Dad. In this letter, Rockefeller shares a powerful lesson. Use criticism as fuel to power your success. Everyone faces negative comments and doubts from others. But instead of letting those words get under your skin, Rockefeller encourages his son to use them as a motivator. The key here isn't about seeking revenge. It's about proving to yourself that you can rise above the negativity. Your critics can't define your worth. Only you have the power to do that. Criticism can sting, but if you use it as fuel, it can drive you to achieve even more than you thought possible. In the world of business and success, sometimes it's not enough to just be the smartest or the hardest working. Strength isn't always about brute force, it's also about strategic dominance and knowing how to use your power effectively. In letter number 22, Rockefeller shares how to build respect and fear with the strength of your position. Let's listen to letter number 22. Use strength to intimidate your competitors. Dear son, one of the most important lessons I have learned in business is the power of strength, but not just physical strength or financial power. I am talking about the strength that comes from position. When you are in a position of power, you must use it wisely. Your competitors, no matter how ambitious or capable they may be, will always be looking for ways to challenge you. The key is to make them fear your position, to make them think twice before they take action against you. You must build your strength so that others see it, recognize it, and respect it. This does not mean being cruel or tyrannical, but it does mean being strategic in how you use your power. When you demonstrate that you are a force to be reckoned with, others will hesitate to challenge you. There is a certain psychological advantage to commanding respect. People who see you as strong, capable, and unyielding are less likely to test your resolve. They will fear the consequences of opposing you, and that fear will protect your position. One of the greatest lessons I have learned is that you can often achieve more with psychological strength than with sheer force. You don't always have to be the loudest or most aggressive. You just need to make it clear that you are someone who cannot be easily shaken. This strength comes not just from wealth or power, but from your ability to make the right decisions, to stand firm in your beliefs, and to never show weakness. When others perceive you as unshakable, they will think twice before testing you. Always remember, respect is not something you ask for, it's something you earn through the strength of your position. Build that strength and use it wisely. When you do, you will find that success will come not just from your actions, but from the very aura of authority you have created around yourself. With all my love and guidance, Dad. In this letter, Rockefeller teaches us a valuable lesson. True power comes from the strength of your position. It's not enough to simply be good at what you do, you need to command respect. Building a position of strength doesn't mean being ruthless or tyrannical, but rather being strategic and unyielding in your beliefs. The psychological strength you cultivate can often be just as powerful as your wealth or physical power. When others see you as someone who is unshakable, they are far less likely to challenge your authority. Strength isn't just about what you can do, it's about what others believe you can do. This perception is key to maintaining dominance and respect. True strength comes from the power of your position. Build respect through strategic actions, and use your strength wisely to maintain your authority. Intro to letter number 23. No one achieves greatness alone. Behind every success story, there's teamwork, cooperation, and shared vision. In a world where everyone wants to be the boss, Rockefeller reminds his son of a timeless truth. True power isn't about control, it's about collaboration. Let's dive into letter number 23. The spirit of cooperation. Dear son, if there is one principle that carried me through every stage of business, it is this. No one builds an empire alone. Every strong company, every lasting achievement, every meaningful victory, it all comes from people working together toward a common goal. Many young men believe that leadership means giving orders, staying in control, or doing everything themselves. But the truth is, the most successful leaders are those who know how to bring people together, to inspire trust, and to build cooperation across all levels. I have worked with brilliant individuals, but even the smartest man can only do so much on his own. What separates winners from the rest is not just individual talent, but the ability to harness the strengths of others. You must learn to listen, to respect different opinions, and to create an environment where people feel valued. A team that feels heard will give more than just effort, they will give loyalty. Cooperation doesn't mean weakness, it means wisdom. It means understanding that the collective mind is more powerful than any single ego. It means recognizing that unity is not just efficient, it's unstoppable. I want you to surround yourself with people who challenge you, support you, and believe in what you're building. Don't be afraid to give credit, to share success, and to build relationships before you build profits. Remember, my son, the goal is not just to succeed, but to succeed together. In the end, people won't just remember what you accomplished, they'll remember how you made them feel along the way. So lead with strength, but also with humility. Push forward, but never alone. Build something greater by building together. With all my love and belief in you, Dad. This letter is a powerful reminder that true leadership is not about domination, it's about collaboration. Rockefeller's message is simple but deep. You can go faster alone, but you'll go farther together. In the real world, your success will be measured not only by your personal achievements, but also by your ability to inspire others and create unity. Great leaders aren't just great thinkers, they're great listeners, connectors, and builders of trust. The world will try to tell you who you are. It'll highlight your flaws, compare you to others, and make you question your worth. But in this letter, Rockefeller teaches his son a vital truth. Never underestimate yourself. Let's listen to letter number 24. Never underestimate yourself. Dear son, life has a way of testing our confidence. There will be times when others doubt your ability, worse when you begin to doubt yourself. But I want you to remember this above all. You are more capable than you think. Too many people live small lives not because they lack potential, but because they underestimate their own power. They let fear take the wheel. They let the opinions of others drown out the voice inside that says, you can. I've seen men with average skills build extraordinary futures simply because they believed they could. And I've seen talented men waste their gifts because they never had the courage to try. Self-belief isn't arrogance, it's fuel. It's what keeps you going when things get hard. It's what helps you bounce back when life knocks you down. Of course, you must be humble. You must always be learning, but never confuse humility with self-doubt. Know your worth. Own your value. When I started in business, I wasn't the smartest or the most connected, but I believed in myself. I worked hard. I stayed consistent. And when opportunities came, I didn't hesitate. You'll face people who seem bigger, louder, more confident. Don't let them shrink you. You don't need to be the loudest voice in the room. You just need to be the most committed one. Trust your instincts. Back your effort. Never underestimate what you bring to the table. The world has enough people who play small. Don't be one of them. With belief in who you are, Dad. Rockefeller reminds us that the biggest battle we often fight is with ourselves. It's not just about talent, it's about mindset. Confidence can be the difference between action and hesitation, between success and regret. The world will always have critics, but the most dangerous critic is the one inside your own head. Silence that voice. Believe in your ability to grow, to win, and to lead. Your potential is not determined by others' opinions. It's unlocked by your own belief. Intro to letter number 25. Every dollar you earn has power if you know how to use it. In this letter, Rockefeller teaches his son that wealth isn't just about accumulation. It's about direction, discipline, and purpose. Let's listen to letter number 25. Make every penny count. Dear son, money is not just a measure of success, it is a tool. And how you choose to use it says more about you than how much you have. Too many people chase wealth without understanding it. They spend recklessly, waste carelessly, and invest blindly. But you must treat every penny as if it has purpose. Each dollar you earn is like a soldier. You can send it into battle to work for you or waste it in moments of thoughtless indulgence. If you want to build something meaningful, you must direct your resources wisely. Let your money reflect your values, not your impulses. When I was young, I tracked every cent. I didn't do this because I was stingy. I did it because I respected the power of money. I knew that if I was ever going to do big things, I had to start by doing small things right. Wealth, when managed with discipline, becomes a seed that grows. But when ignored or abused, it slips through your fingers before you even realize it's gone. I'm not telling you to fear spending. I'm telling you to be intentional. Save with purpose. Invest with vision. Spend with clarity. Don't let lifestyle outpace income. Don't let pride control your purchases. Let every dollar serve your goals, not your ego. Money doesn't make a man, but the way he uses it reveals the kind of man he is. So treat every penny as a servant of your future. You don't need to be rich to build wealth. You just need to be wise. With financial discipline and love, Dad. Rockefeller wasn't just rich, he was strategic. In this letter, he reveals a timeless truth. Money is neutral. It's not good or bad. It's simply a mirror of your habits, your mindset, and your priorities. He reminds us that wealth starts with responsibility, not abundance. That financial freedom is built not on luck, but on intentional decisions, one penny at a time. And the earlier you learn to respect your money, the longer it will work for you. In an age where everything moves fast money, fast fame, fast results, patience feels outdated. But in this letter, Rockefeller reveals a different kind of strength. Patience isn't weakness, it's a weapon. Let's listen to letter number 26. Patience is a strategy. Dear son, I know how eager you are to reach your goals, to see progress, to win. That fire inside you is powerful, nurture it. But don't let it blind you. The most successful people I've known weren't just driven. They were patient, not passive, but strategic. In life and business, there will be moments when you feel stuck, when progress feels slow, when others seem to be passing you by. But remember this, speed isn't the same as progress, and impatience is one of the most expensive mistakes a man can make. I've seen people rush into deals, jump at shortcuts, or abandon great plans simply because they couldn't wait. And I've seen others, less talented but more disciplined, quietly build empires because they understood the power of timing. Patience doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing the right things consistent without demanding immediate rewards. It means planting seeds today that might not bear fruit for years, and trusting that if your roots are deep, your growth will last. Your emotions will tempt you to react, but your wisdom must remind you to wait. Let others burn out chasing quick wins. You build steadily. Think long term. Be the man who understands that success is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't confuse silence with failure. Sometimes, the best progress happens underground, unseen, but unstoppable. And when the time is right, you'll move. Not with desperation, but with power. With confidence in your journey, Dad. Rockefeller shifts the conversation from hustle to wisdom. He shows us that patience isn't just about waiting, it's about strategy. It's about knowing when to act and when to hold, when to speak and when to listen. In a culture obsessed with instant gratification, patience becomes your competitive edge. It's how you outlast, outthink, and ultimately outwin. Success doesn't just come to those who wait, it comes to those who take action. In this letter, Rockefeller reminds us that luck isn't something you stumble upon. It's something you create through bold decisions and calculated risks. Let's dive into letter number 27. Luck favors the brave. Dear son, you may be tempted to wait for luck to come to you, but let me tell you, luck doesn't come to the passive, it comes to those who move forward boldly. It's easy to sit back and hope that good fortune will fall into your lap, but that's not how it works. The truth is, luck favors those who make bold moves, those who seize opportunities, even when the outcome is uncertain. It was never luck that built my empire, it was courage. It was daring to invest when others were scared, daring to pursue ventures others thought too risky, daring to enter markets that seemed too competitive. Luck is not some random force of the universe. It's not about waiting for a stroke of good fortune. It's about preparing yourself for success and then taking action. Luck comes to those who are prepared to meet it halfway. I often tell myself that the difference between success and failure lies in your willingness to act. When I started, I didn't have the resources others did. But I had one thing they didn't: the courage to take the first step when others were too fearful to try. And remember this: taking risks doesn't mean being reckless. It means calculating the risks, weighing the potential rewards, and stepping forward when the right opportunity presents itself. Many men have failed because they waited for perfect conditions. The brave act even when the situation isn't perfect, and that's what sets them apart. It was not luck that brought me wealth. It was my ability to create opportunities, to seize the right moments, and to take bold, decisive action when others hesitated. So, my son, remember this always. If you want to be lucky, you must take risks. You must act when others doubt, and you must always be ready to create your own fortune. Luck favors the brave, but it favors them because they dare to act, they dare to dream, and they dare to take the risks that others will not. With courage and belief, Dad. Rockefeller reminds us that luck is not something that just happens. It's the result of courageous action. Those who wait for the perfect moment to act often miss the opportunities right in front of them. In his letter, Rockefeller stresses that calculated risks are the key to creating your own luck. It's not about being reckless, it's about being bold and willing to step into the unknown with confidence. So, don't wait for opportunities to fall into your lap. Create your own luck by daring to act when others are too scared to move. In life, we often face obstacles that seem insurmountable. But in this letter, Rockefeller reminds us that with belief and determination, no challenge is too great to overcome. Let's dive into letter number 28. I truly believe you'll find a way. Dear son, there will be times in your life when things seem difficult, when the path ahead is unclear, and the obstacles seem insurmountable. You will question whether you can continue, whether you have what it takes to succeed. But let me tell you this, I truly believe you'll find a way. The human spirit is capable of more than you can imagine. When faced with adversity, your greatest strength lies not in your circumstances, but in your mindset. If you believe that you can overcome the challenges before you, then you already have the first key to success. In my life, I have faced countless obstacles, but every time, I found a way around them, through them, or over them. Not because I was lucky, but because I refused to believe failure was an option. It's easy to be discouraged when things aren't going as planned. But in those moments, remember that the greatest breakthroughs often come after the greatest struggles. Do not let temporary setbacks cloud your vision. Trust that, with determination, persistence, and a clear mind, you will find a solution. You will find the path that leads to success, even if it's not the one you first envisioned. I have faith in you, and I know that you will face the future with courage and the belief that you will find a way no matter how hard the journey. So when you face obstacles, do not give up. Keep moving forward. You have the strength within you, and I have the utmost confidence that you will find a way to succeed. With belief and support, Dad. Rockefeller encourages us to have faith in ourselves, especially in moments of difficulty. The key to success, he believes, is a mindset that refuses to accept defeat. This letter teaches us that no matter how difficult the journey, with persistence and self-belief, we can always find a way forward. Rockefeller shows us that our greatest strength lies not in avoiding challenges, but in how we face them. So, the next time you face a roadblock, remember with the right mindset, you'll find a way. In life, every chapter has its end, but the key is knowing that every ending leads to a new beginning. In this letter, Rockefeller shares a powerful lesson on resilience and renewal, reminding us that the end of one phase is only the beginning of another. Let's dive into letter number 29. Every ending is just a new beginning. Dear son, there are moments in life when things come to an end. A venture may fail, a chapter may close. You may experience the loss of something important to you, something you worked hard to build. But do not see these endings as defeats. See them as opportunities, as the opening of new doors. Every time something ends, it is only because something new is waiting to begin. When I look back on my life, I see that the greatest successes often came right after my greatest failures. I have faced setbacks that seemed insurmountable at the time, and yet, in each case, those very setbacks became the foundation of something new, something better. If you think of life like a river, you will see that it is constantly changing course. The water doesn't get stuck at a rock. It finds a way to flow around it. In the same way, we must adapt to the changes life throws our way. When you face an ending, whether it's the loss of a job, the failure of a business, or any other form of setback, don't mourn the past. Look forward to the possibilities ahead. Use that energy to fuel the next venture, the next challenge, the next opportunity. It is often said that the darkest hour is just before the dawn. I have found this to be true time and time again. When everything seems lost, it is often the moment just before a new opportunity reveals itself. So, my son, do not be afraid of endings. Embrace them. See them as the catalyst for growth and change. They are not the end, but a signal that a new and better beginning is on the horizon. With strength and vision, Dad. In this letter, Rockefeller teaches us the value of resilience. Endings are inevitable, but how we respond to them shapes our future. Instead of seeing failure or loss as a defeat, he encourages us to recognize that they are simply the precursors to new beginnings. This mindset is powerful. It empowers us to bounce back from setbacks with renewed strength and a clear focus on the future. As Rockefeller points out, what may seem like a loss today could very well be the beginning of something even greater tomorrow. In life, the people we surround ourselves with play a significant role in our success. In this letter, Rockefeller teaches us a crucial lesson about protecting ourselves from negative influences and how to distance ourselves from those who hinder our growth. Let's dive into letter number 30. Don't let toxic people hold you back. Dear son, there will be people in your life who will try to pull you down. They will criticize you, belittle your dreams, and fill your mind with doubt. These people may be well-meaning, or they may be driven by jealousy, fear, or insecurity. Either way, their impact on your life can be devastating if you let them. You must understand this. No one has the right to steal your dreams or hinder your progress. The world is full of those who will try to make you feel small, to tell you that you're not capable, or that you should settle for less. But you must not allow them to dictate your path. I've encountered many such people throughout my life, individuals who told me that my ambitions were too lofty, my goals too unrealistic. They would have preferred if I stayed in my place, stuck to the conventional path, and avoided the risks that could lead to success. But if I had listened to them, I would have never achieved anything. When you are on the path to success, you will inevitably encounter critics. They will try to derail your progress, sow seeds of doubt in your mind, and distract you from your goals. These toxic people can come in many forms. Coworkers who sabotage your efforts, friends who discourage you, or even family members who don't understand your vision. But, my son, you cannot let them control your destiny. You must distance yourself from those who do not support you, who do not believe in your potential. Negative people have no place in your life if they refuse to help you grow, learn, and succeed. I have always surrounded myself with people who shared my values, my determination, and my vision. This doesn't mean you need to be surrounded by yes men or women who flatter you, but you must find those who inspire you, who challenge you to be better, and who will stand by you through both triumphs and challenges. Beware of the poisonous relationships that will try to hold you back. Cut them out of your life if necessary, and make room for those who will help you grow. It may be difficult at first, but in the end, it will be worth it. You are the sum of the people you surround yourself with. So choose wisely. Fill your life with individuals who believe in you, who elevate you, and who challenge you to reach new heights. And remember, those who bring negativity into your life do not deserve a place in your journey. When you rise above the toxic influences in your life, you will find that the path to success becomes clearer, the opportunities become greater, and your spirit becomes stronger. With strength and clarity, Dad. Rockefeller's advice in this letter is timeless. Toxic people are often those who either deliberately or unintentionally hold us back. But as he points out, the power to overcome their influence is in our hands. By surrounding ourselves with the right people, those who support, challenge, and inspire us, we create an environment conducive to growth and success. In his letter, Rockefeller emphasizes that we should never let others define our potential. While we can't always avoid negative people, we do have the power to choose who we allow to impact our lives. And sometimes, removing toxicity is the best way to preserve our mental and emotional well-being. Dreams are the foundation of everything we do, but it's the warrior spirit that turns them into reality. In this letter, Rockefeller urges his son to pursue his dreams with the determination and resilience of a warrior never giving up, no matter the obstacles. Let's dive into letter number 31. Be a warrior for your dreams. Dear son, you will face many challenges on your journey to success. There will be times when your dreams seem far out of reach, when the road ahead is filled with obstacles, and when others doubt your ability to succeed. But in these moments, remember this: you must become a warrior for your dreams. A warrior does not back down in the face of adversity. A warrior does not give up when the battle becomes difficult. Instead, a warrior faces each challenge head-on, with courage, resolve, and unshakable belief in the mission at hand. Your dreams are no different. It is easy to start strong, full of enthusiasm and hope, but as time passes and difficulties arise, many will falter. They will doubt themselves, abandon their goals, or take the easy path out. But those who succeed are the ones who keep pushing forward when the going gets tough. You see, dreams are not achieved by those who give up easily. They are achieved by those who fight for them, day in and day out, no matter how hard the battle may seem. I've seen many people fail not because they lacked talent or resources, but because they lacked perseverance. They lack the warrior spirit that drives you to keep going when others have already given up. You must develop that warrior spirit within yourself. When the world tells you that your dreams are impossible, it is then that you must press forward with even greater determination. Your dreams are worth the fight. They are worth the sacrifices, the failures, the late nights, and the hard work. Do not allow anyone or anything to take them from you. Every great achievement in history was built by people who refused to give up. They were warriors, not just in battle, but in their pursuit of their vision. They fought for their dreams, and they turned them into reality through sheer determination and resilience. As you move forward in life, you will find that the path to success is not easy, but it is not supposed to be easy. If it were, everyone would do it. You must embrace the challenge, fight through the difficulties, and never let go of your vision. If you do this, you will find that nothing can stop you from achieving what you set out to do. So, my son, I charge you with this. Be a warrior for your dreams. Protect them. Fight for them. Never let anyone or anything stop you from achieving what you are capable of. You are strong, capable, and worthy of every success that comes your way. With unwavering belief, Dad. Rockefeller's advice in this letter emphasizes one of the most important qualities for success: perseverance. Life is full of obstacles, and it's easy to give up when things get difficult. But what separates those who succeed from those who don't is the ability to keep going when the odds are stacked against you. The warrior spirit Rockefeller talks about is about more than just grits, about unwavering belief in your goals and a commitment to fight for them, no matter the challenges. In his letter, Rockefeller reminds us that dreams are not for the faint of heart, but for those who are willing to push through adversity and emerge victorious on the other side. A true leader knows that success is never achieved alone. In this letter, Rockefeller shares his wisdom on how to build trust, inspire loyalty, and lead with integrity. Let's dive into letter number 32, How to Win the Hearts of Your Team. Dear son, if you are to achieve anything of lasting value in this world, you must understand this truth. You cannot do it alone. No matter how talented or driven you are, you will need the support of others. The key to success is in the ability to win the hearts of those around you, to build a team that believes in you and your vision, and to lead with integrity and purpose. A great leader is not defined by the power they hold, but by the trust they inspire. People will follow a leader who shows them respect, listens to their concerns, and leads with humility. You must show your team that you care about them, not just as workers, but as individuals with their own dreams and aspirations. When I started out in business, I knew that my success depended on the people who chose to work with me. I did not see them as employees, but as partners. I made it my mission to treat them with the utmost respect, to value their contributions, and to make sure they knew that their efforts were appreciated. A leader who inspires loyalty is one who recognizes that the strength of the team is more important than the strength of the individual. You must build a culture of collaboration where everyone feels that they are a part of something bigger than themselves. But winning the hearts of your team requires more than just respect. It requires genuine care. Show them that you are invested in their success, that you believe in their potential, and that you will support them through both successes and failures. When your team sees that you are committed to their well-being and growth, they will be more likely to commit to your vision. It is not enough to simply give orders or direct tasks. A true leader engages with their team, listens to their ideas, and makes them feel that their contributions matter. You must show your team that they are more than just cogs in a machine. They are valued, respected, and integral to your success. When you lead with this kind of genuine care and integrity, you will find that your team will not only work harder for you, they will be loyal to you, and they will fight for the success of the company as if it were their own. So, my son, I urge you to remember this as you continue on your journey. To build something great, you must build a team that believes in you, trusts you, and feels that their work is valued. Lead with integrity, show respect, and invest in the success of those around you. When you do this, you will have not just a team, you will have a family of committed individuals working towards a shared vision. With respect and loyalty, Dad. In this letter, Rockefeller emphasizes the importance of leadership through trust and respect. The greatest leaders are not those who demand loyalty, but those who earn it by showing they care about the people they lead. By building a team with shared values and respect, a leader can achieve far more than they could alone. True leadership is not about authority, it's about inspiring others to give their best and work toward a common goal. Success is not a solo endeavor. In this letter, Rockefeller reveals the secret to his achievements, surrounding himself with the right people. He teaches his son how to leverage the minds of others to create a powerful, unstoppable force. Let's dive into letter number 33. Use the brains around you. Dear son, as you grow and strive toward your goals, you will quickly realize something important. You cannot do everything alone. The most successful individuals in the world are not those who know it all, but those who know how to surround themselves with the right people and use the collective intelligence around them. I learned early in my career that the best decisions were often made through collaboration. The knowledge and ideas of others can enhance your own thinking, sharpen your strategy, and lead you to better solutions. You cannot and should not rely solely on your own knowledge. You must build a network of talented, driven individuals who complement your skills. You need people who will challenge you, question your assumptions, and bring fresh perspectives. While you may have the vision, they will have the expertise. Together, you can achieve far more than you ever could on your own. In business, I surrounded myself with brilliant mindspeople who were experts in their fields. People who could see things that I could not. I did not view them as competition. Rather, I viewed them as essential to my success. Their insights and advice shaped my decisions, helped me avoid mistakes, and enabled me to build a business empire. Do not be afraid to ask for help or to lean on others. It is a sign of strength, not weakness, to acknowledge that you do not have all the answers. The strength of a leader lies in their ability to harness the power of those around them. But remember, it's not just about surrounding yourself with anyone. It's about surrounding yourself with people who have the qualities you value: integrity, intelligence, and the ability to think critically. You want people who will hold you accountable and who will push you to be better. The greatest minds in the world are often those who are willing to listen and learn from others. Never stop learning, and never stop seeking the counsel of those who can help you grow. When you build a strong team, one that is filled with diverse ideas, experiences, and expertise, you will find that the path to success becomes much clearer. You will also find that your chances of achieving your goals increase exponentially. So, my son, remember this. Use the brains around you wisely. Leverage the knowledge, ideas, and insights of others to amplify your own vision. It is not about knowing everything. It's about knowing how to bring the right people together and using their collective genius to drive forward your mission. With wisdom and collaboration, Dad. Rockefeller's advice in this letter highlights the power of collaboration and the importance of surrounding yourself with experts. A great leader is not the one who has all the answers, but the one who knows how to gather the right people and use their collective brilliance. By leveraging the knowledge and expertise of others, you can make better decisions, avoid costly mistakes, and achieve greater success. The real power lies in knowing that you don't have to do it alone. Success in life is not about reacting to circumstances, it's about anticipating them. In this letter, Rockefeller shares his approach to thinking strategically, reminding his son that a clear, well-thought-out plan is key to achieving long-term goals. Let's dive into letter number 34. Always think like a strategist. Dear son, in the course of life, you will face many decisions, big and small. But how you approach these decisions will determine not just your success, but the legacy you leave behind. It is not enough to act on impulse or emotion. You must always think like a strategist. A strategist sees the bigger picture. They don't just focus on the immediate task or the next step. They anticipate what comes next, plan for the future, and take deliberate action toward a clearly defined goal. In business, in life, and in every endeavor, your actions must be driven by purpose, foresight, and strategy. Every decision should be made with the end result in mind. You must ask yourself, what do I want to achieve, and how can I position myself to get there? I cannot overstate how important this mindset is. When I first started my business, I did not simply react to the opportunities and challenges around me. I carefully calculated my steps, looking several moves ahead. I built relationships, studied markets, and planned for the long term. I understood that every decision had a ripple effect, and it was essential to think several steps ahead. It's easy to be caught up in the rush of day-to-day tasks, to get lost in the hustle and bustle of life. But true success comes when you can rise above the noise, take a step back, and think strategically. Think about the long-term consequences of your actions, not just the immediate rewards. Being a strategist means recognizing that the journey to success is rarely a straight line. It's full of twists and turns, and you must be prepared for anything. A good strategist adapts to changing circumstances, recalibrates their approach when necessary, and always stays focused on the end goal. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make is rushing into decisions without a clear plan. They act out of desperation or haste, and they end up making costly mistakes. Don't be in such a hurry to succeed that you rush through the process. Think carefully, plan thoroughly, and take decisive, thoughtful action. In every endeavor, whether it's business or personal, always be thinking 2, 3, or even 5 steps ahead. Ask yourself what you can do today to create the future you want tomorrow. So, my son, I urge you to adopt the mindset of a strategist. Don't just react to life anticipated. Build a plan and follow it with determination, and always be ready to adapt when necessary. In doing so, you will set yourself on the path to lasting success. With foresight and strategy, Dad. In this letter, Rockefeller emphasizes the importance of strategic thinking. He reminds us that success is not about reacting to the world as it comes. It's about anticipating the future and making decisions that move you closer to your goals. A strategist is never caught off guard. They are always thinking ahead, planning, and adapting. By thinking like a strategist, you can make smarter decisions, avoid unnecessary risks, and position yourself for long-term success. The foundation of great leadership is the ability to put the needs of your team above your own. In this letter, Rockefeller shares his perspective on leading with integrity and how focusing on the well-being of your team will ultimately lead to greater success for everyone. Let's dive into letter number 35. Put your team first to lead them right. Dear son, as you continue on your journey toward success, you must understand this one fundamental truth. A leader's true power lies in their ability to serve others. The greatest leaders are not those who demand loyalty, but those who inspire it by putting their team's needs above their own. Your success will not be measured by your wealth or personal achievements. It will be measured by the success of the people around you. If you want to build something lasting, you must focus on the growth and well-being of your team. In my own life, I've learned that when you put others first, they will give everything they have in return. When I made the well-being of my employees a priority, I didn't just earn their respect, I earned their loyalty and commitment. They knew that I had their best interests at heart and that I would fight for them as hard as I would fight for my own success. This doesn't mean that you should neglect your own needs or desires. Rather, it means that you must lead with empathy, compassion, and a willingness to serve. A leader's job is to make those around them better, to help them grow, to challenge them, and to create an environment where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. When you take care of your team, they will take care of you. They will work harder, stay committed longer, and be more creative and innovative. When people feel valued, they will go above and beyond to help you achieve your vision. I always made sure that my team had what they needed to succeed. I didn't just give orders. I worked alongside them, listened to their concerns, and made sure that their voices were heard. This created a sense of mutual respect, trust, and shared purpose. But remember, putting your team first is not about being a pushover or sacrificing your own values. It's about creating a culture where everyone feels valued, supported, and motivated to give their best. A true leader inspires greatness in others, and this begins with putting them first. So, my son, as you embark on your own leadership journey, always remember this: lead with your heart. Put the needs of your team first, and you will find that your own success will follow. When you focus on their growth, you are laying the foundation for your own. With loyalty and service, Dad. In this letter, Rockefeller teaches the essence of servant leadership, the idea that true leaders put the needs of their team ahead of their own. This kind of leadership fosters trust, loyalty, and commitment, creating a team that will go the extra mile to achieve the leader's vision. When a leader focuses on serving their team and helping them grow, it leads to mutual respect and a deeper sense of loyalty. When you put others first, success for both you and your team is inevitable. Wealth is often seen as the ultimate goal, but Rockefeller teaches his son that with wealth comes a greater responsibility. In this letter, he discusses how the privilege of being rich isn't just about personal success, it's about how you use your wealth to make a difference in the world. Let's dive into letter number 36. Being rich comes with responsibility. Dear son, you will encounter many people in your life who will envy your success and the wealth that you build. They will see riches as the ultimate achievement, the pinnacle of accomplishment. But you must understand, this wealth is not an end in itself. It is a means to an end. With great wealth comes great responsibility. It is easy to become consumed by the pleasures and comforts that money can bring. But you must never lose sight of your purpose. True wealth is measured not by what you accumulate for yourself, but by how you use what you have to impact the world around you. Throughout my life, I have been privileged to amass wealth. But what I've learned is that wealth is not a personal possession, it is a tool. It can be used to build businesses, create jobs, and improve lives. It can be used to support the less fortunate, fund education, and help advance society. But it can also be wasted, hoarded, or used irresponsibly. The choice is yours. As you grow in wealth and success, you will be faced with choices. Every dollar you spend or invest has the potential to change lives. Every decision you make can either contribute to the greater good or serve only your own interests. Remember, the more you have, the more you are required to give. Wealth is not meant to isolate you from the world. It is meant to give you the ability to make a positive impact, whether it is through philanthropy, creating opportunities for others, or supporting causes that align with your values. You must use your wealth wisely. I've always believed that success is not about how much money you accumulate, it's about how much you give back. The true measure of wealth is in what you contribute to the world, not what you keep for yourself. As you move forward in life, I encourage you to see your wealth as a responsibility, not a privilege. Use it to help those in need, to uplift others, and to make the world a better place. Your wealth can be a beacon of hope, a force for good, or it can be squandered in the pursuit of self-interest. Choose wisely. With responsibility and purpose, Dad. In this letter, Rockefeller stresses that wealth should not be a source of pride, but a tool for greater responsibility. He challenges the notion that wealth is simply for personal gain, emphasizing that the true measure of wealth is in how we use it to help others. This is a powerful reminder that success is not just about accumulation, it's about making a difference. For those who achieve great wealth, the responsibility to give back is even greater. The more you have, the more you can impact the world. Before you can build wealth on the outside, you must first build it within. In this letter, Rockefeller reminds his son that the foundation for true success begins not with money, but with the mindset, character, and values you cultivate inside. Let's dive into letter number 37. Build wealth inside your heart first. Dear son, Many people think that wealth is solely measured by what you have in your bank account, the size of your home, or the cars you drive. But I've learned that true wealth is not about what you accumulate on the outside. It begins with what you cultivate within. Your character, your values, your integrity, these are the true markers of wealth. Wealth of the heart is what will guide you through life, shaping the decisions you make and the impact you have on the world. If you are rich in character, you will find that money and success will follow. Before you ever acquire a fortune, you must first possess the qualities that will allow you to manage it wisely. Integrity, discipline, patience, and a strong work ethic are the building blocks of both personal wealth and success in business. In my early days, I did not chase money for its own sake. Instead, I focused on developing myself, on building a strong foundation of values that would guide me through the inevitable challenges ahead. I worked to develop a sense of purpose, and I aligned my actions with my beliefs. Without a strong foundation within, any wealth you acquire will be fleeting. The temptation to misuse wealth is great, but a solid internal compass will steer you in the right direction, no matter how much success you achieve. Wealth is a tool. It can create opportunities, bring comfort, and even improve lives. But it is the wealth inside your heart, the values and principles you hold dear that will determine how you use your wealth and whether it brings true fulfillment. So, my son, focus on building wealth inside your heart first. Cultivate a sense of integrity, honesty, and purpose. Work on developing a character that can handle the challenges and responsibilities of success. When you do this, you will not only be wealthy in the material sense, but you will also be rich in the things that truly matter. Remember, true wealth begins within. Take care of your heart, and the rest will follow. With love and guidance, Dad. In this letter, Rockefeller shares an invaluable insight. True wealth begins with building a strong, principled character. He emphasizes that while money is important, it is only a tool. It is the inner qualities we cultivate that determine how we use it. This letter serves as a powerful reminder that lasting success comes from developing internal wealth, which includes integrity, discipline, and purpose. Without a strong internal foundation, external wealth can easily slip away or be misused. When you build wealth in your heart first, you are laying the groundwork for a life of true success and fulfillment. Success isn't reserved for a select few, it's available to anyone who is willing to work for it. In his final letter, Rockefeller delivers a powerful message about greatness, showing his son that anyone, regardless of their background, can achieve extraordinary things. Let's dive into letter number 38. Anyone can become a giant. Dear son, throughout history, there have been giantsmen and women who achieved greatness, who left an indelible mark on the world. People often look at these figures and think, they were special, they were born with something I don't have. But the truth is, greatness is not reserved for the chosen few. Anyone, regardless of their birth, background, or circumstances, can become a giant. I was not born into wealth. I came from humble beginnings, just like many others who have risen to greatness. What I had that others didn't, however, was the belief that greatness is earned, not given. You see, a giant is not someone who is born with an inherent advantage. A giant is someone who chooses to pursue greatness with unwavering determination and discipline. It's not about where you start, but about where you are willing to go. Throughout my life, I've seen countless people who were capable of achieving remarkable things, but they never realized their potential. Why? Because they allowed themselves to be limited by their circumstances, by the fear of failure, or by the opinion of others. But success, my son, is not about avoiding failure. It's about learning from it and moving forward. Anyone can become a giant. You don't need special privileges. You don't need to come from wealth or power. You only need the desire to grow, to learn, and to be relentless in your pursuit of your goals. I want you to remember that you have the ability to achieve whatever you set your mind to. The path to greatness is open to anyone who is willing to work hard, stay focused, and never give up. So, no matter where you are today, no matter what obstacles stand in your way, understand this. You have within you the potential to become a giant. Believe in yourself, keep pushing forward, and never let doubt or fear stand in your way. The only thing that can truly stop you is the belief that you cannot succeed. With belief in your potential, Dad, In this final letter, Rockefeller delivers a powerful and inspiring message. Greatness is not determined by birth or circumstance. It's determined by the effort you put into your dreams. He teaches us that anyone can become a giant, regardless of their starting point, as long as they are willing to work relentlessly and learn from their failures. This is a message of empowerment and self-belief. Rockefeller shows us that success is not a matter of luck or privilege. It's a result of hard work, persistence, and the mindset to keep pushing forward. Anyone who is willing to commit to their goals can become a giant in their own right. And that brings us to the end of the 38 letters from John D. Rockefeller, of the most iconic figures in history, not just for his wealth, but for his wisdom, discipline, and values. The lessons he shared with his son are timeless and still incredibly relevant today. From understanding that success doesn't come from luck, but from preparation and patience, to realizing that true wealth isn't measured by what you own, but by how you use it. Rockefeller didn't just teach us how to build wealth, he taught us how to live responsibly, contribute to society, and stay grounded in our values. And ultimately, anyone can become a giant in their own life, as long as you have the passion, persistence, and a clear vision. Thank you for watching and learning from these powerful letters. If you found these lessons valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring content. Remember, starting today, you can build a great future for yourself. Wishing you success, and I'll see you in the next video.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, share the video, and subscribe, so we can keep the stories of great historical figures alive together.